So I checked my YouTube account this morning and I had a very pleasant surprise in that I hit 7,000 subscribers. Yay! That's so exciting for me because this time last year, I think I had 300 or something around that. And I'd been doing YouTube for like a year prior to that. So I'm very excited about how quickly this channel has been growing. And kind of as a thank you, I thought that I would do a 7 ridiculous things that you might not know about me type video to commemorate 7,000 subscribers. Now, you're going to judge me on these, and this is not the type of thing that I would normally admit to, but I'm hoping that my budget family here will commiserate with me in that I know how ridiculous all of these are. All right, number 1 is that probably my favorite food is something that is as delicious as it sounds gross. I take goldfish. Oh, these are actually penguins, which is Walmart's generic of goldfish, which I actually think tastes better. And then I pour salsa on them. And then I smush them up. Ew, chunk. I don't like the chunks. I smush it up into a paste and I eat it. And it sounds disgusting. It's weirdly delicious. I mean, if you think about it, it's like bread, cheese, and sauce. But I'll smush it up into like a paste. So good. Yeah, judge me for that. All right, next is that I tend to think I'm invisible in my car, despite the fact that I don't have tinted windows at all. So I will regularly pick my nose in my car and then get caught by like other drivers. I will change in my car thinking I'm super sneaky. I will sleep in my car. In every car I've ever had, I've figured out a way to take a nap in it comfortably. And in this tiny little car, what I actually have to do is recline the driver's side seat and then put my legs across to the passenger side seat and then sleep kind of in an L. But I can sleep like there for hours. I just can. So yeah, I think I'm invisible in my car. And even though I know that this happens and I get caught and people look at me weird, I've made no strides towards changing my car behavior. So there that is. Number 3 is I have spoiled Rory so bad that I not only let her sleep under the covers in my bed, and she'll do this and put her little head on the pillow, but if I don't let her under the covers, she will cry like, and she will do that until I let her under the covers. That's how bad I've spoiled my dog. And I admit to that. I should be judged. Alrighty. Number 4 is that I can easily sleep for like 15 hours in one go. No problem. No waking up. I can go to sleep and basically sleep through a hurricane, which I have done. I have done that. I used to live on the Gulf Coast. I slept through an entire hurricane once. It was George, if you want to look that up. It was not a little hurricane. And also, when I finally do wake up, I am one of those people that hits the snooze about 17 times. If you look at the alarms on my phone, it'll be like 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:20, 8:30, 8:35, 8:45, 9 o'clock, 9:05, 9:06, and I'm not a good roommate, basically, because I'll snooze just forever. And I know science says that actually does not help at all. It makes you have a horrible day, and I've tried to be the person that wakes up after one alarm, but I'm just not, and I don't think I ever will be. Alrighty, number 6 is, nope, number 5. I think we're at number 5. I go on reading binges that rival presidential terms. I have compulsion issues, apparently. I will sit down to read a book, and I will not get up until I am done with that book. It does not matter if I have somewhere to be in 3 hours and I haven't slept yet. I will keep reading. I read 2 books out of a series in one night last week, and these are like 500-page novels. And I read them back to back just because I had to know what happened. And if I had had the following book in the series, I probably would have read that too, just foregone sleep entirely. But I hadn't checked that one out from the library yet. I have issues. And my friend Jamie asked me how long the longest reading binge was that I had. And the one I can think of most easily is that when the 5th Harry Potter came out, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, I went to like the book premiere party at Books A Million, and I got the book and I came home and I read it. I think it was probably from like 7 or 8 o'clock that night until I read it all through the night. And then I had to be somewhere at 8 a.m. the next morning. It was like actually at a bookstore. They were having like a kids' day, and my friends and I all had costumes that we had worn to the book premiere, and they had asked us to come and kind of entertain the kids. And I had like 1 chapter left. I'd been reading for 12 hours straight, at least. And I actually read the final chapter while driving to Pass Christian. While driving. And I should be judged. And it is a miracle that 17-year-old me, 16, 17-year-old me, did not get into a horrifying car crash trying to read the last chapter of Harry Potter before I had to go to that event. It's dangerous, is what I'm saying. I have a dangerous reading problem. All right. Number 7 is that I get lost so hard. I have a terrible sense of direction. And despite that, I've never invested in a GPS of any kind. I'm extremely stubborn. I don't want one. I get so lost. And I'll tell you 2 quick stories about how bad I get lost. When I was in high school, right after Katrina, I moved to Brandon, Mississippi, where my brother and sister-in-law live, and I had to go to school there for a semester. And they lived 2-3 blocks away from the school. Like it was, I drive down this road, left 1 block, up 1 block, and there the school is. And despite having been going there for about a month, one day I left by the wrong entrance and ended up 35-40 minutes away in Brandon, Mississippi, before I finally called and was like, I'm in like a different state at this point. Though I wasn't. That's how lost I got. And Jackson, Mississippi was not a new thing to me. I'd been there a lot of times. I'd driven around. I still don't know how I got that lost, but I did. And then even just recently, when I visited Mena for the first time to interview here, it was like an 11-hour trip from where I was to here. And I'd been on the road and I was in the tracker, so no air conditioning. This was in the summer. I was so sunburnt because I'd had the window open. I was exhausted. I was cranky as all get out. And I got lost like an hour from Mena. And I made a turn where I was not supposed to. And I'd been driving for like 40 minutes or so. And I was like, I should have been in Mena by now. Where am I? And then I see a sign that says, "Welcome to Oklahoma." I didn't even know, and this speaks to how well I did at geography. I did not know that Oklahoma was a state near the state where I was going. I was like, about as close as I could possibly have come to having an adult hissy fit. I didn't know where Oklahoma was. Like, I knew where Texas was, and I knew I was going to Arkansas, which is above Louisiana. But I really had no idea of what states were above it. Now I know that Missouri is above Arkansas, and I knew that Tennessee was to this side because I'm from over here. I'm not from over there, but I didn't know Oklahoma was there. And so all of a sudden I'm like, how did I end up in Oklahoma? And I stopped at a gas station, And I had to drive like another 10 minutes because Oklahoma is just... And I stopped at a gas station. I was like, how do I get to Mena, Arkansas? And no one could tell me how. And so I was just so upset. I tried to retrace my steps, and eventually I found it. And Mena at the time I didn't realize was so close to the Oklahoma border, but I went basically 2 hours out of my way. I added 2 hours onto my trip and got lost in Oklahoma the first time I tried to come to Mena. And I almost took that as a message that I was not supposed to be in Mena, Arkansas, because, oh, it was a bad day. That was like a really, really bad day. Anyway, that's how lost I get. And I do this on a regular basis. Even in a town as small as Mena, Arkansas, I still get lost. I don't get like to Oklahoma lost, but I still get lost. Horrible sense of direction. Horrible. And the seventh ridiculous thing that you might not know about me is that... Okay. So I didn't have health insurance for a while, like 5-6 years. And one day I was feeling my back, and I felt these two kind of lumps, and they were hard lumps. And I didn't know exactly what they were. I thought they were maybe my kidneys at first, and then eventually I convinced myself that they were tumors. I had tumors in my back and I was going to die, and I was just trying to ignore them. And I thought this for probably about 5 years, and then when I finally went to see the doctor and thought up the courage to be like, what are these lumps on my back? He was like, those are your ribs. So that's 7 ridiculous things you didn't know about me, and I understand if you want to unsubscribe now, but I'm gonna eat my salsa goldfish and just try to enjoy the rest of my day. Thank you so much for 7,000 subscribers. I love each and every single one of you guys. Maybe comment down below with something ridiculous about you that we can commiserate on. I'll see you soon. Bye. It's so good. I don't even care what anybody says. This looks like barf, but it's delicious. It's good.